up, it was all a dream. Related to killers and dope fiends. Cousin was moving at 14. White things but no porcelain. How could they sleep on this poor thing? What I foreseen was a short thing.
Laker Nation, what's going on? Hey, if you liked our new intro video, go check out Uno Hype on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, or wherever you get all of your music. Uno Hype is the guy to check out today. Hey, I want to find out just how many Laker fans we have following this channel because I know there's a good Laker following on Chat Sports and on the Lakers Report. So type LAL if you are a true Laker fan, if you're truly a member of the Laker Nation, because we want to find out just how many of you there are so that we can put out more videos for the more Laker fans that we have. It's going to be a great year for the Los Angeles Lakers. So again, type LAL if you're a true Laker fan. Now let's get into today's video. Let's start off with Anthony Davis. A little bit of news, maybe some rumors here about AD and his health status. According to Kendrick Perkins, he's still kind of dealing with some shoulder issues that he's had for a really long time. Now, we all know already that at the Denver Nugget game, he had to go get an IV to go ahead and keep playing through that game because he got a little bit sick. That obviously has nothing to do with his shoulder, but still, he's getting sick in the middle of games. It's not a great look for Anthony Davis, and if he's actually dealing with shoulder problems, that's a little bit concerning for later on down the road. Now, right now, he looks incredible. I mean, he looks like an MVP candidate. He looks like the defensive player of the year. I'll say it right now. I have him as my favorite for defensive player of the year, and his numbers back it up right now. 26.1 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, 2.7 blocks per game, and then, of course, 34.3% from three. He's showing that he can stretch the floor a little bit. This isn't any sign of a guy dealing with shoulder issues like Kendrick Perkins said. I don't know where he's even pulling that from because the guy's been playing at an extremely high level. Now, let's go ahead and compare side by side his best game as a Laker so far and his worst game because there have been a couple of ugly-ish nights from Anthony Davis. Now, in his best game against his former team, it really was incredible. I mean, an MVP performance, 41 points, 9 rebounds. He shot 50% from the field. That was a huge game for AD, especially going up against his old team. And then his worst game as a Laker wasn't so pretty. He put up 14 points, which isn't terrible, but 5 assists and 5 blocks. Now, that's really good. However, the most concerning thing about that game against the Atlanta Hawks was the fact that Anthony Davis only pulled down 1 rebound. That is really, really weird. Now, at 9.3 boards per game this year anyway, he's already at, I believe, his second lowest in his career, but I think that number is trending up anyway. It's just really nice when you can play with guys like JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James, so you don't have to rebound all the time if you're Anthony Davis. Now, again, if there's signs of a shoulder injury, they're not showing up because right now, AD is number 2 in the league in blocks per game. Here's the top 5 for you. Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic, dude, this guy's going crazy. He is having a breakout year. 2.8 blocks per game for him. AD just behind him at 2.7. Brook Lopez of the Milwaukee Bucks at 2.4. Kristaps Porzingis of the Dallas Mavericks at 2.2. And then Hassan Whiteside for the Trailblazers averaging 2.1 blocks per game. Now, among that list, Anthony Davis is by far the best player among those 5. He is probably the best overall defender among those 5. I really do have him penciled in as Defensive Player of the Year, especially after the night that he had defending Nikola Jokic. He absolutely shut him down in the fourth quarter. It was a great performance by AD. So I'm going to go ahead and ask this question, even though I think I know the answer to it from you Laker fans. Are you concerned about AD's health? Not right now, but maybe going down the stretch. Maybe when we get into a playoff run. Maybe when the Lakers are looking to push for an NBA Finals appearance. Are you concerned about how healthy Anthony Davis is? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Look, I'll be honest. I'm going to say no. I don't think this is a concern. I don't think he's actually going to be hurt this year significantly. I don't think that shoulder injury is going to flare up. He's going to be just fine. Don't sweat Anthony Davis getting hurt this year. Now let's talk about another player, a fan favorite, a favorite of mine, a favorite of yours. Look, growing up in Texas, I loved Alex Caruso when he went to Texas A&M. So let's talk about him a little bit. Should he be starting while Avery Bradley is out? Now, I saw this question posted all over social media and kind of piqued my interest because in all reality, I think Alex Caruso makes a lot of sense here. Of course, Avery Bradley's hurt. Caruso has been showing a lot of flair on the defensive end. He's showing a lot of effort on the offensive end. And when he comes into the game, you know what you're going to get. He is an immediate spark plug all the time when he is on the floor. Now, his numbers this year don't really show that, hey, this is a standout guy. This is a guy that's going to make a difference 24/7 every night he's on the floor. 5.1 points per game, 1.9 assists, and 1.9 rebounds. Now, one of the really encouraging things for Alex Caruso is that his three-point shot has been looking better. It's trending on the up and up. I'm kind of all in on the starting Alex Caruso train. Now, here's kind of what a starting five would look like. It's really not that different than what they're rolling out already. You go the bald mamba at the point guard position with Danny Green at the 2. Now, right now, the Lakers are rolling Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Danny Green out together. And look, I've trashed on KCP a lot on this show, but he genuinely has looked like the better player lately. He's looking much, much better as a role player for sure in short spurts. So anyway, that's your backcourt, Alex Caruso and Danny Green. Then you go LeBron at the 3, even though he'll be handling the point most of the time. Anthony Davis, of course, is at the 4 position with JaVale McGee at the 5. Now, Dwight Howard's getting more of those center minutes anyway. He's proven to be the better player so far. But this is what you get as a starting 5 with Alex Caruso in there. I like it a lot, and when you compare all the numbers side by side, you're not really missing a whole lot in the stat sheet either when you put Alex Caruso in over a guy like Rajon Rondo. Now, let's put Avery Bradley in there because he kind of sets the tone, sets the bar as the starting point guard, because that's kind of what we assume him to be when he comes back and gets healthy. Bradley, of course, averaging 9.6 points per game, 1.8 assists, and 3.2 rebounds. Look, he's also a great defender. The Lakers definitely miss him on the defensive end. Alex Caruso, on the other hand, 5.1, 1.9, and 1.9. And then Rondo. Now, Rondo's actually putting up some pretty good numbers, but the defense just isn't there for him anymore. He hasn't been showing a real fire on the defensive end. He's averaging 8.3 points per game, 5.5 assists, and 3.1 boards. But he's kind of letting everyone beat him on the defensive end of the ball, so I don't know if you can really risk having him out there as a starting point guard. So I'll ask the question, you know my answer. Who should be the starting point guard until Avery Bradley returns? Should it be Rajon Rondo? Should it be Alex Caruso? Maybe you like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in there starting while Avery Bradley is out. That's going to be our pinned comment for this video. So it's really simple. You're probably going to get hit with an ad break if you're watching this on YouTube right now. So that gives you just enough time to scroll down to the comment section and go reply to the pinned comment and answer this question. Who should be starting while Avery Bradley is out? Now let's talk about one more Laker, one more little piece of news that I gotta mention. What in the world is going on with Kyle Kuzma? I've watched probably more Lakers games this year than I have in my entire life, and Kyle Kuzma doesn't look like the Kyle Kuzma of old. Now, yes, he can still score the ball sometimes from the mid-range when he wants to, but it has not been pretty. I know he's still coming back from injury. Kyle Kuzma's still kind of getting back to his old self. And he missed a whole preseason. He missed the whole first few games. So this is kind of his preseason. He's still getting himself settled in, but it hasn't been pretty. He hasn't been the guy the Lakers need him to be. They're still winning games. Obviously, they got the best record in the Western Conference, but he needs to be better. Right now, this is what he's averaging. 10.9 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 0.9 assists, not creating for his teammates. And the field goal percentage and three-point percentage aren't that great either. 43.6% from the field, 33% from 3. He's got to be more efficient if the Lakers are going to make a deep playoff push. Now, let's put it up side by side, what he averaged last year versus what he's averaging this year. Now, I get it. Last year, he had to be more of a go-to guy because LeBron gets hurt. You know, Lonzo Ball wasn't what he was. Brandon Ingram wasn't what he is now in New Orleans. And so Kuzma had to be the guy kind of on the offensive end. 18.7 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Those are really, really good numbers, especially for a guy that you're kind of like, hey, maybe he could be the third guy next to LeBron and Anthony Davis. Now, this year so far, like I said, points per game, down about 9 points. Rebounds per game, down 2. Assists per game, down about 1.5. It hasn't been real pretty. The field goal percentage and, the three-point percentage is up just a little bit, but he hasn't been taking quite as many. And the ones that he has been taking have been more open because he's getting better looks. Now, for the Lakers, here's their top 5 scorers this year. AD and LeBron, of course, at the top at 26 and 25 points per game. And then Kuzma's still your third best scorer at 10.9, but it needs to be better. I mean, I genuinely came into the season thinking, hey, Kyle Kuzma can be the third guy next to the Lakers, 2 stars in AD and LeBron. Is he going to be like a big 3? No, it's going to be like Lou Williams with the Clippers. He's going to come in and do his job. But so far, he hasn't been coming in and doing his job. So he's got to get back to what he once was. Because look, this is going to be the crunch time lineup. When it's time to win ball games in the last 2 minutes, this is what you're going to see on the floor for the Lakers. LeBron James, Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Howard. That's your best 5. Those are the 5 best players on this basketball team. And if one of those 5 is not doing their job, like Kyle Kuzma, then the Lakers could be in trouble when it comes down to clutch scenarios. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is your concern level right now with Kuzma's slow start? I'm sitting at about a 7.5 or 8 because he doesn't look like he's getting into the flow of the offense. The injury might still be slowing him down. I'm getting pretty concerned. I think he'll turn it around, but it's going to take some time. So let me know in the comment section what you think. What is your concern level 1 to 10 with Kyle Kuzma's slow start in Los Angeles?